The story so far. Cyrus left the academy behind in search of the lost book from the far reaches of hell. Its disappearance was a riddle wrapped in a mystery, a riddle that piqued his scholarly curiosity. Even suffering the indignity of losing his post was a small price to pay for the opportunity of solving this fascinating puzzle. And so did Cyrus come to Quarry Crest to call upon an old colleague who just might have the answers he seeks. So, this is Quarry Crest. It's hard to believe it's been 10 whole years since Odette left the academy. And her house was... that's right. She left directions in her letter. I should take another look. You have all the makings of a great scholar, Cyrus. But allow me to offer you a word of warning. For all your intellect, you have always been clumsy in matters of the heart. I know that your research is more important to you than anything. But you would do well to give some thought to how you treat the fairer sex. You're more handsome than you give yourself credit for. If you're not careful, you might find your words and actions misconstrued by those around you. That's just what happened. I should have known better than to read that again. But she's not wrong, Cyrus. First time I read it, I nearly fell over laughing. Now it seems almost prophetic. Yeah, well, it was right. To think I'd be banished from the academy because of a trumped-up scandal like that. I can just see Odette laughing at me the moment I mention it.
Now then.
But there's no point worrying. I have to face her sooner or later, after all. Yeah, let's go, Cyrus. I try to keep myself presentable, this is true. But is my face truly so easy on the eyes? Oh, woe is me. Doomed to never realize the full depth of my good looks and charisma. And look, those two females right there. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Woe indeed is you, Professor.
If you'll forgive me.
Professor, may I ask what that letter was about? It seemed most engrossing.
Oh, that? It was a message warning me about women.
Huh?
Oh, I don't mean it in a bad way. And there you go. Professor is super smart, but not the best with words. And sometimes that happens. What it actually said was that I should be careful how I act toward women, lest I give cause for misunderstandings.
Well, intelligence such as yours can be very attractive.
Please, my dear. A word such as attractive must be kept in reserve for those of great beauty, such as yourself.
Oh,
Hmm?
I think maybe that's the kind of thing the letter writer was talking about.
You think so? But I was merely speaking my mind. You're not wrong, Professor, but people can twist words around and... or just take them in a different way than what you were meaning. Ah, Cyrus. Am I not allowed to tell a beautiful woman that she is just that? Yes, but then they expect something else, Cyrus.
Well, sometimes you can, but maybe in your case, you shouldn't.
I'm finding this most difficult to understand. I love Cyrus's character. Cyrus' character is so great. Man, me and the professor would make a great team. I'd be a great wingman, I think, for the professor. Like, he wouldn't understand what's going on, but maybe I could help him. Because words are my craft. And I'm nowhere near as intelligent as Cyrus. Oh. Not that way. She must be in this house up here.
Anyhow, here we are.
Oh, sorry, he was speaking. My bad.
Yes, I'll be right there.
It's been some time, Odette.
Look, I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say that she really fell for Cyrus. Hence the letter, warning him about things like that, because I bet she fell for Cyrus because he's smart and good looking. But Cyrus didn't, he was just focused on his research and yeah.
You're still here. I guess I'm not suffering from fatigue-induced hallucinations after all.
Make sure you're not fake.
It's me, Odette, in the flesh. Good to see you as hale and hearty as ever.
And you're as insufferable as ever, no doubt. What are you waiting for? Come in already.
Man, this is not. Ouch.
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. Poor professor. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's getting a huge kick out of why he was banished. As Cyrus predicted, the intelligent man that he is.
How did I know that would be your reaction?
We were practically joined at the hip back in the day. Just watching you go about was fun in and of itself. I always had a hunch you'd end up in trouble with the ladies, but to think it would happen with the princess of all people. Somehow, you've managed to exceed even my wildest expectations.
Thank you. Kind of. Oh, this is great.
By expelling me, they hope to protect Her Highness's good name. Needless to say, there's no truth in any of this.
Oh, of course. I'm sure it's all as you say. Her Highness and this Therese are just your pupils. They have no romantic interest in you in the slightest.
I'm not sure about Her Highness, but Therese does. Therese does for sure. Of course, Professor doesn't see it.
You're something else, Cyrus.
Indeed, but I love Cyrus' character.
But it's a relief to find your powers of observation are as keen as ever.
Shakes head.
Well, did you come all this way just to entertain me? If so, congratulations on a job well done.
Save your congratulations for another time. I've come in search of a certain tome. Are you perchance familiar with From the Far Reaches of Hell?
See, a certain tomb. He said tomb. What I have been ridiculed for saying for years. Unless I just heard it wrong. Which is possible because the volume is a little low. Or on the TV for me to hear.
A cheery title if I've ever heard one. I can tell you that it's a compendium of ancient rites and rituals. Not that I've read it myself, of course.
I know that much. I was hoping you could tell me more.
Not much more. It touches upon necromancy, I believe.
That's bad. Let's not mess with that.
Necromancy?
Necromancy. That said, as to what extent, I know little.
That's not good.
Is that so?
Give me a break.
Is that supposed to be flattery? No, it's just Cyrus just saying what he means. Yeah, me being good with words, right. Good with words. Alright, just give me some time. As soon as I tackle the little pickle I'm dealing with at the moment, I'll do some investigating. Oh?
A hole?
A pickle, you say? Consider my interest piqued. I always took you for the type who chewed up and spit out your problems before pickles they could become. Again, I find your flattery lacking. Anyhow, since you're here, perhaps I can put you to use. As it happens, a number of people have gone missing of late. Under suspicious circumstances, I presume?
Naturally.
Just so. Many quite literally seem to have been spirited away. One soul went to the neighborhood provisioner to buy some foodstuffs and never returned. Another turned a street corner, only to vanish entirely, leaving his friend who was strolling with him in disbelief. All told, 10 men and women have gone missing in such a fashion in the past half year.
Most intriguing.
How curious indeed. Don't look so disappointed, you nut job. So how about it? Do you have any ideas? It would be imprudent to jump to conclusions without conducting an investigation. Great, thanks. Knew I could count on you. I'll look into that tomb while you're away.
As you wish.
A fair trade, I'd say. Though I dare say that having the opportunity to solve this particular puzzle is a reward in and of itself.
I see.
It figures. Well, happy investigating. Indeed. And the game is afoot. First, I should ask Odette where precisely the kidnappings have occurred. Scrutinize the townfolk for information. Alright, another investigation. And I can't say that I'm not one, that I don't feel at least somewhat like Cyrus does. I'm not good with puzzles, like Cyrus is great at solving puzzles, but like puzzles, investigations, things like that, I like in games. I like to figure them out. I like to try. I'm not always very good at it, but Cyrus is like, oh, a puzzle. Sometimes I like that. Sometimes I don't like puzzles. It seems like Cyrus would 100% always like puzzles. I'm not that way, but if I'm in the right mood, or just like here with like Cyrus being excited, and I feel like we'll be able to solve it because of the mechanics. It's like, yeah, I get kind of pumped up too. So I say I understand. Testimony. Come to think of it, the 3 people who went missing were all last seen near the inn. It could well be a coincidence. Not a coincidence. So the inn. Most intriguing. Walking near the inn. Okay. Money. I still have Tressa in the party. I can have whoever I want in the party now. I guess... Next is Ophelia, who's always in the party anyway as well. Guess I'll just stick with Tressa. Think about maybe putting in Primrose, just for the buffs. Get some more info. A system of underground canals runs all throughout this town. I don't think anyone has ventured down there in quite some time, though, so there are sewers. Okay. Would appear there's an entrance to the sewers behind the inn. So, that's where they're going in. That boarded up place? Seen it happen both in the dead of night and broad daylight. Someone's walking by the inn, they turned the corner up ahead. When I followed, and they were gone, vanished into thin air.
Now then.
And with that, I do believe I have all the knowledge I need to crack the case. Where did the disappearances occur? Near the inn. Every victim was in the general vicinity of the inn when they disappeared. This is so cool! He's just thinking about it, going through it. We can say without absolute certainty that they did not vanish into thin air or some such nonsense. When did the disappearances occur? At all hours. As such, it stands to reason that they were kidnapped. And then the kidnapper made use of a hidden path or passage to evade the public eye. What route did the kidnapper employ as to not draw the attention? The skies! The entrance to the sewers would seem to make for an ideal escape route. Yes, doubtless the culprit stole underground to spirit his victims away.
Thusly.
I do believe I should have a look down there for myself. Professor? Hello? Professor? Ah, hello, Tressa. Why are you shouting? I was trying to offer you some sweets, but you weren't answering me. Oh, I do apologize. Once I get to thinking about a thing, I often become lost to the world. There was a time when I was so engrossed in a book, I failed to notice that my neighbor's house was on fire. My focus is unparalleled. Wow. Being able to concentrate like that must be super handy as a scholar. But it's probably best to be a little more attentive, especially when on the road like we are. You never know what's raiding around the next corner. Quite true, Tressa. Quite true. I shall endeavor to be more vigilant. She praises my focus, but it's nothing compared to hers when she's in the midst of a business negotiation. Of course, she has to have laser focus there, but I think you're selling yourself short, Cyrus. Nobody has focus like you. I mean that as a compliment, because I just love Cyrus's character.
yes. Ah, yes.
What do you have that I haven't gotten? A Viking axe. Sturdy, I don't really need sturdy. I do need some slash. That'll work. That's not bad. Again, laser focus. And my focus is unparalleled. And now he can say that. He can definitely say that. 5,000. $4,460. Almost. Before we go into the next dungeon, I think I'm going to end this episode here. This will be a shorter episode. But Cyrus's chapter 2 begins. He's going to solve this mystery about disappearing people, see what's going on, and then maybe find out some more about this tomb. What do you think of Cyrus's character? I really like it. I could see he has character. He's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. He definitely has his flaws, but just makes me like his character that much more. His flaws are quite funny. As Odette got a really big laugh out of it too. Something I would have liked to see done with Cyrus's character is, we already did something like this in the first town, the whole investigation thing. I would have liked to have seen this one be a bit more in depth. Maybe be a two-parter. Like, you figure it out, and then you have to do another investigation round. Or have to search some more. I don't know, I think the investigation thing with Cyrus is a really cool idea. Hopefully in the future they do more with it. I don't think we'll get any more than what we've seen now. Because if they were going to add another layer, I feel like they would have done it here with Chapter 2. Which, that's kind of a shame, because I think it could have been a super cool thing for Cyrus. I still really enjoyed it, even though it's really short, really like a minute. And you just have to pay attention to what the people say. I wish it went a little more in depth, because I think it could have been really fun for Cyrus. Anyway, next time, we'll go exploring and see if we can figure out what's happening to these people. Until then, I'm Cendril. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.